I'm here along 40th Avenue Northeast in Columbia Heights. Police have been on the scene for more than 2 hours. They were called out here after receiving reports that shots had been fired. 2 people in Minnesota contacted the state's Department of Revenue after they logged into Intuit's TurboTax and found a return had already been filed. The back and forth between Sun Country Airlines and its pilots union has been going on for about 5 years. The pilots say they are the lowest paid in the country and they deserve a raise. McClellan bought $45 worth of medical marijuana. He isn't sure if that will last him a week or 1 month, but one thing he does know, his insurance will not pay for it. University officials say the student came down with the measles after returning home from a trip abroad. Now, this is the first case of measles in the state of Minnesota. It's the first measles case on campus in at least 20 years. This case captured the attention of the entire state because of all of the publicity. The trial will start today in Stearns County. The incident also happened in 2 different counties with tons of police officers and different witnesses. The juror asked to be excused from this trial because she feared for her safety. She says she had been identified in media reports. The fire is out now, but there is a fair amount of water damage. It started a little after 1 a.m. in the property and evidence room. Investigators are now trying to pinpoint a cause. Police say the owner and 6 employees were traveling from Chicago from that trade show. They were heading to Iowa, but the 4 suspects, only described as wearing dark-colored clothing and hoodies, well, they had other plans.
One cop after another just came from all areas of the neighborhood rushing in, and I've just never seen that before, not in your backyard.
Before the chaos in Katie Sparks' backyard, noise rocked this normally quiet Brooklyn Park neighborhood. Around midnight, someone reported loud music coming from a vehicle. The responding officer discovered the driver had multiple warrants and tried to make an arrest. That's when the scene got even louder.
I could tell there was a scuffling going on.
Randy Roller describes an all-out fight between the driver and the officer.
All of a sudden, I heard, "He's going for my gun." And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the cop that's in trouble here. And then the shot went off.
Authorities say the officer's gun fired during the assault, but have not said who discharged the weapon. Neither the driver nor the officer was shot, but Roller says the officer was hurt.
All of his peers and comrades were around him, tending to him, telling him, it's okay, you'll be good.
Both the officer and suspect were taken to the hospital for evaluation and have since been released. The driver of the car now faces assault charges. Did the suspect look familiar at all? Did you recognize him?
No.
Homeowners are convinced the suspect does not live in the area.
I think because it faces a field, it looks like a safe zone or somewhere where maybe whatever he was doing, he felt like he could not be seen because there's nothing in front of him. It's a quiet neighborhood. I don't know. I honestly would love to know what he was doing here.
But for now, thankful, their neighborhood has returned to a scene of serenity.
Extradite Palmer! Extradite Palmer!
The hunter now finds himself in the crosshairs. Protesters descended on Walter Palmer's dental office Wednesday and vented their anger.
This is you. This is where you belong, Palmer.
These pearly whites will be going elsewhere from now on.
In an email to his patients, Palmer said, a substantial number of comments and calls from people who are angered by this situation and by the practice of hunting in general has disrupted our business and our ability to see our patients. Earlier this month, Palmer lured Cecil out of a protected reserve, then shot, beheaded, and skinned the lion, a national treasure in Zimbabwe.
I'm just so disgusted with that man.
The hunt has now drawn the interest of the Justice Department. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service said, we are currently gathering facts about the issue and will assist Zimbabwe officials in whatever manner requested.
Right now, lions are the only big cat that aren't protected under the U.S. Endangered Species Act.
Conservation groups say hunting and poaching are a big reason why the lion population has dropped 60% over the last 3 decades. There are only about 32,000 lions left in the wild.
American hunters, unfortunately, are responsible for over half of the African lions killed every year. On average, there are about 400 to 450 African lions killed by American citizens, and that's out of about 600 killed globally.
Cecil was not the first lion killed by Palmer, an avid big game hunter. Palmer said he was told by local guides his hunt was legal.
Extradite!
But many protesters were still appalled by his methods.
If you're going to do something like that, be a man and actually go out into the wild where the animal has the chance to get some revenge against you.
At this point, it's unclear if Palmer broke any U.S. laws. While the U.S. and Zimbabwe have had an extradition treaty in place since 1997, there are no current plans for Palmer.
First.
Lauren is her name. Mario Kart is the game.
The coolest part is winning.
While she hasn't made it to the finish line or beat her brother and dad just yet, 9-year-old Lauren is already a winner and a survivor. She's competing with one hand.
So she started very early, and once she gets her mind set on something, there's no stopping her.
Lauren suffered a neonatal stroke at birth and lost the use of her right arm and hand. She receives treatment at Gillette.
Gillette's above and beyond of being able to let us know what's available to make basically life normal for her.
To give back, Lauren is playing in the 24-hour marathon known as Extra Life. The gamers play while their friends and family donate to Gillette.
Nathan's in second.
This is Lauren's second year.
Get back here now.
She's on Team Nerdery. Last year, the Bloomington software development company raised around $18,000.
It actually hits me right here. It's not me, it's not any one of these people. It's about the kids and having fun and making sure that we raise as much money as possible.
Every point on the board and hour behind the screen
Take that!
means more money for research, equipment, and medical care for children like Lauren.
Thank you for taking care of kids of Gillette.